With the Wake Up Newscast, I'm all about honoring and amplifying credible local journalism. Every story in every newscast credits and links back to the original source. Want to go deeper into any story? Just scroll down into the show notes to find the hyperlinked headlines. Okay, on with today's news. Wake up, Raleigh. I'm Matt Peiken, and this is your local newscast for Tuesday, February 17th. With early voting already underway ahead of the March 3rd primary, 6 candidates are competing for Raleigh's 2 new at-large city council seats. In interviews with IndyWeek, candidates pitch distinct strategies for managing growth and improving daily life. Clark Reinhardt wants to tap underused church-owned land for housing. Cameron Zamat backs zoning text changes for missing middle density and a zonal transit model. Sana Siddiqui emphasizes small business support and deeper community engagement. Joshua Bradley calls for more city-built affordable housing and expanded CARES crisis response. James Bledsoe focuses on budget audits and infrastructure funding. And incumbent Stormy Forte highlights economic development, including pursuing a Major League Baseball team. Read about all these candidates at IndyWeek. Chapel Hill Carborough City Schools is considering closing up to 2 elementary schools as it confronts declining enrollment and budget pressure. District officials say the system has lost roughly 1,500 students over the past decade and expects the trend to continue, citing lower birth rates, high housing costs that can price out young families, and more students leaving for homeschooling, charter, or private options. Leaders say consolidating could save about $1.7 million a year per closure and avoid major maintenance costs. Other Triangle districts, including Wake and Durham, are also seeing enrollment declines, though neither has proposed closures. Read more about this at Axios Raleigh. Crossroads Flex High School in Wake County was forced out of its leased carry space after fire officials said it had been treated for years as a Group B business occupancy, a classification that matters because businesses typically face less stringent fire safety requirements than schools. Under that framework, the site could operate without systems like sprinklers and more robust fire alarms, so long as no more than 50 people were inside at once. Records and parents say enrollment and daily presence often exceeded that limit. After violation notices last fall, the district closed the site January 5th, moved students online, and relocated classes to Cary High while planning a move to Garner next year. Read about this at WRAL. Raleigh-Durham International Airport is proposing a $3 million early completion incentive to keep construction on its new international runway on track, betting that spending more upfront could avoid bigger delays and costs later. The incentive would be included in a pending contract for final earthwork and grading on the 10,600-foot runway, part of a $1 billion project targeting a June of 2029 opening. The bonus would top out at $25,000 per day, but would shrink by the same amount for each day the work runs late. You can read more about this in the Triangle Business Journal. Wake County leaders are beginning early planning for what happens when the South Wake landfill reaches capacity, currently projected around 2040 to 2045. County commissioners were briefed on a consultant-led trash study that has identified a few broad areas in southern and eastern Wake that could potentially meet strict siting criteria, including large contiguous acreage outside municipal limits and away from airports and protected watersheds. No specific parcels have been named. Alternatives include hauling waste to a regional landfill or building a waste-to-energy facility, which appears cleaner but significantly costlier. Read about this in the News and Observer. Our free newsletter is a quick local news digest, essentially this newscast in written form. Subscribe at wakeupral.transistor.fm. You can also find us on Facebook and Instagram at Wake Up Raleigh, and please share this podcast with your friends who care about this city. I'm Matt Peiken. Thanks so much for starting your weekdays with Wake Up Raleigh.